Happy Telling Tuesday! As you can see, I'm coming to you today from my car. Because, well, I'm a wimp. I had planned on recording my story today while my son was at swim team practice outside at the park, and, well, it's just blustery and windy and cold, and I'm in my car. So here we go! This week's story is inspired by the fable, The Farmer and the Lark, or The Lark and the Farmer, one way or the other. And the creative spark for this week is to craft a story for someone else, for a friend or someone that you know. And that gives you a whole different perspective on what you're working on. And so my friend that I'm writing this week's story for is my newest friend that I have. His name's Eugene, and he was born just last week. So this story is for young Eugene. There once was a young finch named Eugene. He was nestled inside his nest, egg shells still visible on the edge of a farmer's field. And from there, Eugene could watch the farmer toiling in the field, sweat dripping from his brow every day, hoe and weed, plow and seed. Eugene said, "I don't want to grow up. It doesn't look like any fun." "Is that so?" his mother chuckled. Eugene was so comfy there in his nest with his siblings. He always had someone to joke with or play with. They would play I Spy and 20 Questions. All the while, the farmer was in his field, fertilizing with care, row after row after row. And if Eugene's stomach began to rumble, all he had to do was open his mouth, wiggle his wings around, and do his feed me dance. I'm sure it looked something like that. He would do that, and his mother would drop delectable, chewed up insect bits right into his mouth. Yum. And that's when it dawned on Eugene. His mother was always working as well. If growing up means you have to work all the time, I don't want to do it. No fun, Eugene said to his siblings. Well, after what seemed like forever for the young birds, it was time for them to fledge, to spread their wings and leave the nest. Eugene and his siblings, they teetered on the edge of the nest until it was time to just go over. It felt a lot more like falling than it did like flying. They landed with a plop. And over the next few days, as the farmer marched through his field with care and watching over his crop, well, the birds, they did a bit of a march, a maze of a march of their own. Wings out, wings in, hop, hop, hop. Hops became jumps, jumps became leaps, leaps became moments in the air, and then, I'm flying! One day, Eugene realized that he was flying over the farm that he was so familiar with, only it looked so different from up there. He spied the farmer, careworn from a day's work, heading home. Eugene followed, but after a while, he had to rest in a lilac bush next to the house. From the lilac bush, he could see into the window of the farmhouse. And there was the farmer, just sitting down to dinner with his family. Oh, they were laughing and joking and sharing, and, well, the farmer, he didn't look careworn anymore. No, his face looked bright. And it dawned on Eugene. He finally knew why the farmer worked so hard. It was to provide for and spend the rest of his time with his loving family. And Eugene realized he could work hard if he could have his family surrounding him too. I guess growing up wouldn't be so bad after all. I hope we can all be surrounded by those that we love, especially Eugene. Hope you have a fabulous rest of your week. Hope you let somebody you love know how much you love them by sharing a story. See you next time. Like, share, subscribe. Till then.